Right now I'm 22, and my goal with this whole series is documenting the journey of becoming a millionaire before 25. When you're in high school and you're in college, everything's fun and it's chill and time kind of flies by. But once you graduate and you're by yourself, working 9 to 5, life kind of has a tendency to slap you across the face. And especially if you want to pursue a dream, you want to be extraordinary, you're lonely, dude. Like, you're by yourself. You have no one to really be with. No one to really that really understands what you're going through. And so I have to start some sort of business. That's really what I have to do. Now it comes to the question of what business do you actually start? There are so many businesses to start.
Hopefully soon I can be like, yo, day in the life of a millionaire. But as of right now, I can't do that. But soon I will be able to do that.
My goal with this whole series is documenting the journey of becoming a millionaire before 25. I just had to make this video today talking about thinking big. You're probably wondering why I have a spoon. It's because I'm eating breakfast as well while we're talking. And thinking big, I've been, reading about a lot, learning about a lot. And, this whole series is, I'm kind of basically tracking publicly the whole process of what a lot of young men aspire to be, which is a millionaire before they turn 25. And just walking you guys through the struggle in the psyche, so mentally, also physically, and just walking you through the journey. Because I feel like if the people that were great, right, when they started, like presidents, different entrepreneurs, everyone sees them in interviews and podcasts when they're already successful and they're already rich, but no one really sees them when they were just getting started. So I'm kind of just making these videos to document the journey, show the process, and talk about the mental struggles, etc. So anyone can see what is required to, for someone if they aspire to reach that goal. And really in this video, the main things I want to talk about is thinking big, like setting goals. And something that I've been thinking about recently is just that whole concept about thinking big. Thinking big is something that anybody can do, right? I mean, aspiring to become a millionaire by 25, I would say is a decent goal. Some people might say it's a small goal, I don't know. But that's a really tight time frame. And I've actually been spending a lot of time. I went to Barnes & Nobles, I went to different stores, all trying to find this book right here, How to Make a Few $1 Billion by Brad Jacobs. And just trying to see how the people that are much farther ahead of me, how they think. Because if you can find out, or you can master like the mindset, or I know it sounds really cliche, but just if you can think really big, because it all starts with a vision. So you gotta be able to think big before you can achieve something big. People like Brad, right? If you haven't read his book, it's a pretty good book. He basically started an oil company when he was 23 years old, or like an oil brokerage essentially. And he grew that pretty significantly, sold it a few years later. I think it was like 4 to 6 years later he sold it. And then he basically started just rolling up, essentially, is what they call it in private equity or finance, which is creating one initial company, right? And that would buy a bunch of smaller mom and pops, and you roll them up together, and the aggregate of all the companies together can sell for a higher multiple than all the companies, small companies by themselves, because you have centralized operations, centralized costs, centralized management, etc., right? And with him, he's grown like 5 different companies to over $1 billion, or at least a valuation of over $1 billion. And it's just like, mind-boggling, right? Like, how is someone able to do that over and over and over? And here, we are, or here I am, struggling to reach 100K or 1 million. And I think a lot of it comes down to thinking big, right? Being able to set goals properly. Like, for me, this is actually one of my goals that I set for the new year. But guess what? One of the things that I started doing, which I recommend you do as well, is I actually started setting my goals for the new year, Q4 of the year prior. So right around Q4 is usually like 3 months before the end of the year. So around like October, end of September, around there. That's when I set my goals for Q4. And my thought process was, well, why wait until January 1st when I get a head start? And I write all my goals down right here in this black notebook. Here's where basically I have a little section that I title it Yearly Goals. Looks kind of goofy, and that's where I write it. And I don't tell anyone my goals. No one. Not even if you're in a relationship with somebody, I don't tell anyone my goals. I think it's much better to keep it in secret and not let the dopamine be released when you tell someone, because people just congratulate you like it's a normal goal. So anyways, I'm getting a little sidetracked here, but what I'm trying to really talk about in this video is, why are some people able to achieve huge amounts of success, right? Like billions or like hundreds of millions, and other people make just a few $1 million or a few 100,000. This is important, I guess, if you want to be ultra successful by net worth, like money standards, right? And I've been reading a lot about these people. Or I mean by these people, I mean like ultra successful, ultra high net worth people. And what I've kind of seen right now is that they're ultra competitive. They think very, very big, and they're obviously very, very smart as well. When you combine those three things, and also they're very focused, very, very focused. They say no to almost everything. When you combine those 3-4 things, you can achieve huge stuff. Like, I was reading the book by Steven Schwartzman, who's a big financier, runs Blackstone, and he's in the private equity world in finance. With Steve, he has a story in his book talking about how he went to talk to his dad about growing like their supermarkets business, whatever they're doing. They had they had a business in the supermarket space, and to scale, I think, or something like that. And the dad was like, nah, I'm happy with just what it is right now. And Steve's like, no, we could be big. We could like grow and be huge. And the dad was like, nah, why? Like, I'm happy with what it is right now. And so Steve's mindset, right, and now he's worth a few $1 billion, was from the get-go to already think big. Because if you're alive here, the odds that you're alive right now, there's like 1 in 400 trillion. The odds are so tiny that you're actually alive. The genetic combination actually made you. So every single day you're alive is a blessing in disguise. Every single day you're alive, you're able to, especially if you're in a first world country, you're able to basically aspire for your dream. If you're an immigrant, like my parents were immigrants, they came here. They didn't really have the opportunity to pursue their dream. I don't have the opportunity because of them to not pursue what I want in life. And so now, I guess when I think about all this stuff, when you set your goals, think big. Think very, very big. But obviously, don't just put a high pie in the sky. You gotta actually be able to think backwards to how you're gonna be able to get there. I think is probably gonna be one of the most important things. And so that's my thought process. I don't know. I guess these videos aren't really like scripted or anything. Instead of me posting on X, I don't really like posting on X too much because it's just too much porn on X. It's too easy to like see stuff you don't want to, and especially if you want to stay locked in. I don't even have X. Instagram, the same thing. Instagram it's an evil place, man. You catch the explore page and you're long gone. So I try, YouTube is a platform where I can publicly journal my journey, I guess is the best way to say it. Give my thoughts, give my opinions, not be catfished by OnlyFans girls on the feed or porn on X or getting super distracted. It has more exposure than podcasts. So, I mean, I'm just putting my thoughts out here. Like when I initially, if you're just coming in right now, I'm trying to pursue right now is a vending business. And I don't really see it as like a vending business, right? You gotta think big. So I see it as like, I'm trying to build a company in the unattended retail market, right? I'm trying to build a conglomerate in the unattended retail space. Because my original thesis, I'm trying to think of things like these people, right? People that are huge financiers, big business people. They don't say, oh yeah, I'm gonna start a little vending business. They look and they make a thesis. Like, yeah, I'm trying to copy their mental models. Like Brad, he looked at different companies in different spaces that were fragmented. What fragmented means is there's not really a big monopolies or big companies in the space. Like if you're gonna start a phone, it's very, very fragmented. If you're gonna start a different type of business that has big competitors already is very, very, very fragmented. But there are some industries where there's still a lot of mom and pops, and there's not much big money, smart money that's dominated, or big companies that dominate, right? And so what I tell myself is, hey, you're not starting a vending business because that sounds kind of goofy, that sounds kind of dumb. Think about starting a company in the unattended retail, or conglomerate in the unattended retail space. That gives you a much bigger vision. And then you start studying other companies like Canteen, like 5-Star Break Room Solutions, and you start learning that, wow, there are companies in this space that are making billions. So it definitely is possible to do. And it just makes you think a lot bigger. It makes you think a lot bigger. I think it's a crime not to believe in yourself and not to pursue what you ultimately dream of. Which is also kind of why I'm just ranting right now to the camera, because there's no one around, there's no one really to talk to, so there's no one really to give your thoughts, your opinions to, and I hope this is helpful for at least one person, just to see what it's like climbing up the mountain in a certain sense. And I hope it's inspired to somebody else. Like for me, it's especially difficult just because I don't drink, I don't party, don't do drugs, I don't sleep around. A lot of it's for religious reasons, yes, but I just don't think it's very beneficial as well. So, starting a company or trying to start a company in that space, right? My whole thesis is, there's a lot of mom and pops. The market is very fragmented in the vending micro market space. I have failed at all the types of online businesses. And so I'm kind of like, well, I'm just gonna start a business in that space pretty much. Because if I'm able to buy all these companies at lower multiples, combine them, sync together the operations, centralize everything, then I could maybe sell it to 5-Star Break Room Solutions or grow a bigger company. Because basically kind of slept on. Because right now, all the industries that are very competitive are the AI, or the, everything related to AI and technology is very, very competitive. Everything related to like online businesses, very, very competitive. So I'm just gonna start a business in the physical brick and mortar space. I'm competing against a bunch of old people that are trying to do this as part-time. Like, if you just come in here locked in, serious, I think you could build something big. Could I be completely wrong and gonna look like an idiot 5 years from now? Absolutely. But guess what? I'm at least gonna put it all on the line, and my mistakes should help somebody, avoid the mistakes that I made, I guess. A little bit longer of a rant today. But yeah, that's about it. The last week, just to update anyone that even cares, I guess. The last week, what I've been doing since the last video, I've just been basically cold calling different vending business owners on Google, try to see if they're interested in possibly selling their business. And as of right now, today, I'm gonna meet 2 people. One person in the morning for coffee who's looking to sell, who I might sign an NDA. I signed an NDA, what that means, by the way, is a non-disclosure agreement. So if you're gonna sell a business, they wanna disclose their financials and their information, you're gonna have to sign an NDA, and usually non-compete. It basically says you can't compete with them, you can't take their information and run, you can't, use the information to grow your own business, basically. So I signed a non-compete yesterday. I'm signing another one probably today, and I'm running a route with somebody else who's looking to get out of the business. Hopefully I can sell or finance, it's all the stuff basically that people like, Cody Sanchez make sound really interesting and really cool. It is cool, right? But I don't know, it's the name of the game. You start small, you get big. Because for me, honestly, the reason why I push every day is not because of me. I don't really care about money per se. I love helping people. I remember, right now, I remember paying one of my friends who's from Russia, who was an immigrant, paying him money. And man, he hadn't made that much money. It was only $2,000, but he hadn't made that much money ever in his life in 1 month. And so for him, that was huge. And man, the joy got on my face. I was like, Mom, Dad, I just want to do that way more often. I don't care where it is, but I want to do that for the rest of my life. That just touched me. That's my why. I want to help thousands and thousands of people. Like some people, they just want to make a few $1 million, make a few $1 billion, whatever, or make a few million, live on the beach, whatever, make videos. I don't really care about that stuff. I want to have a company that employs thousands of people and that helps many, many millions of people. That's what I've dreamed of ever since I was a little kid. I guess just figuring out the game. The game is pretty fun. But yeah, those are kind of my thoughts. So I'm gonna go visit a guy. We're gonna get some coffee. Yeah, I gotta head out in like 12 minutes. I'm gonna finish my breakfast because I haven't eaten anything. Chobani protein, the premier protein. And yeah, we'll get out of here. And we'll have a good time. We'll see how that goes, and we'll see if we can start building something where we might epically fail in front of everyone. Although, we'll see.
So I went and met with 2 different business owners that were trying to sell their vending around to me. I met with the first one on Thursday, the second one on Friday. And I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of what offer structures I'm thinking of making, how I'm even getting the money to do this, and everything step by step.